In this video, I'm going to discuss 3 ways to train your rotator cuff muscles and provide guidelines for how to program these exercises into your routine. The rotator cuff consists of the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. These originate on your scapula or shoulder blade and insert on different parts of your humerus or upper arm. As a whole, they provide dynamic stability to the shoulder joint, while individually they assist with various shoulder movements, including abduction, adduction, internal rotation, and external rotation. Since these muscles contribute to multiple shoulder movements along with other muscles, you really cannot isolate the rotator cuff. Even with external rotation, which is performed mostly by the infraspinatus and teres minor, you will receive some assistance from the posterior deltoid. Therefore, to maximize rotator cuff strength, my recommendation would be to focus on a comprehensive program, as this will better prepare you for a wide variety of tasks and activities involving the shoulder. To demonstrate what I mean, let's look at the biceps, since most people are familiar with these muscles. If you perform pull-ups and rows, these will secondarily work the biceps. But if your goal was to maximize strength and hypertrophy of these muscles, you would also incorporate isolation exercises like a biceps curl. The rotator cuff is no different. Compound pushing and pulling exercises at various angles will activate these muscles. But if you want to train your shoulders to their full potential, a comprehensive program, which also includes isolation exercises in different directions, will be the most optimal. Here are 3 ways you can train your rotator cuff. Category number 1, shoulder rotation. For external rotation, choose one of these 4 options. Option 1, side lying. Place your top arm at your side with elbow bent to 90 degrees and hold a weight in your hand. Rotate your arm outward as far as you can while keeping your arm at your side. Lower back to your stomach and repeat. Option 2, cable or band external rotation. Keep your elbow bent to 90 degrees and rotate outward. Slowly control the motion back to your stomach and then repeat. A common mistake with these 2 exercises is moving the upper arm away from the body and extending the elbow rather than externally rotating the arm. To correct this, you can try placing a towel underneath your arm. This will help maintain the shoulder in a neutral position and help facilitate a pure external rotation movement. Option 3, elbow on knee. Sit with your elbow supported on your knee and a weight in your hand. Slowly lower the weight, rotating your arm inward as far as possible without letting your shoulder roll forward. In addition to building external rotation strength, this exercise can help improve internal rotation range of motion. And option 4, loop band external rotation. With your elbows bent to 90 degrees and pinned at your side, rotate your arm outward before returning back to the starting position. Choose one of these 4 options and perform for 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 20 challenging repetitions on each arm. If you participate in sports or activities that involve overhead movements, you may want to consider progressing to variations with the arm in an elevated position. Here are 2 options. Option 1, prone external rotation 90-90. Lie on your stomach on an elevated surface with your upper arms parallel to the ground and elbows bent to 90 degrees. Rotate your arms up toward the ceiling and then rotate back to the start. Option 2, cable or band external rotation 90-90. With a cable or band anchored in front of you, keep your upper arm parallel to the ground and elbow bent to 90 degrees. Maintain this position as you rotate in and out of external rotation. Choose one of these 2 options and perform for 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 20 challenging repetitions, either with both arms or one arm at a time. And finally, if you want to emphasize isolated internal rotation strength, the easiest option is using a band or cable in standing. Similar to the external rotation variation, but this time use the arm closest to the anchor point. Keep your arm at your side as you rotate towards your stomach, and then control the motion back to the start. Category number 2, shoulder elevation. Here are 3 progressions. Number 1, angel progression. Level 1, band or cable A. Keeping elbows straight and palms facing forward, pull a band or cable to your hips and then control back to the start. Repeat for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. Level 2, band or cable T. Pull back until you create a T with your arms and trunk. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. Level 3, band or cable Y. Pull back until you create a Y with your arms and trunk. You can keep palms facing forward or rotate shoulders so your thumbs are facing back. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. And level 4, banded angel. Start with your hands at your side and palms facing forward. Reach overhead and then return back to the start, keeping your elbows straight the entire time. Perform for 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. If you don't have access to a cable or band, you can perform similar movements while lying on your stomach. For levels 1 through 3, perform on an inclined bench or elevated surface, either with or without weights. For level 4, you can perform a prone angel on the floor. Start with your hands at your side and palms down. Lift your arms up and reach overhead, keeping your elbows straight. For these options, follow the same parameters as before. Number 2, lateral raise progression. Level 1, lateral raise to 90 degrees. Keeping your arms relatively straight, raise your arms to about shoulder height. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. And level 2, butterfly lateral raise. Start with palms facing the floor, and as you reach shoulder height, you're going to externally rotate the arms so thumbs are facing the ceiling. Bring your arms all the way overhead or as high as comfortable, and then return back to the start. Perform for 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. And number 3, scaption progression. Level 1, scaption to 90 degrees. With thumbs pointing up, raise your arms to about shoulder height. You're not raising your arms directly to the side or in front of you, but rather at an angle in between these two. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. Level 2, scaption to 120 degrees. Same execution, but lift your arms slightly higher to about 120 degrees. Aim for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. And level 3, scaption overhead. Bring your arms fully overhead and then slowly lower back down. Perform for 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. If you don't have access to dumbbells, you can also perform the lateral raise or scaption progression using a band. Other alternatives include using a cable column or a loop band. For the cable column, you can cross it in front or behind you, or you can try a leaning variation with the cable between your legs. And for the loop band, place the band around your wrist and either perform shoulder abduction for repetitions, or you can hold for time. And finally, category number 3, compound exercises. This involves pushing and pulling movements at various angles. There are endless options to choose from, but here are 4 suggestions. 1, push-up. Start with bodyweight push-ups from the floor. If these are too challenging, elevate your hands on a bench. If these are too easy, place a weight on your back. Perform 3 to 4 sets while moving through your full range of motion during each repetition. 2, overhead press. You can use a barbell, dumbbell, or kettlebell. If you want to further challenge your shoulder proprioception, try a half kneeling bottoms up kettlebell press. Hold a kettlebell upside down and press from the same side as the down leg. Perform for 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 repetitions on each arm. 3, inverted row. You can use a TRX or a barbell set up in a rack. The more horizontal you are, the harder it is, and the more vertical you are, the easier it is. find an angle that you can perform for 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 challenging repetitions. And 4, pull-up. Your goal is a controlled pull-up through your full range of motion. This means chin above the bar at the top and elbows straight at the bottom. If body weight is too hard, perform an assisted variation with a band or a machine. If body weight is too easy, add weight. For programming, here's an example of a 2-day routine. You will perform a superset of pull-ups and push-ups, followed by a superset of an overhead press and inverted rows. Then, to finish the session, you will do lateral raises and the banded external rotation one day, and prone angels and banded external rotation on the other. Just make sure you rest at least one day in between workouts to allow for adequate recovery. And finally, in order to maximize performance, implement these for a minimum of 12 weeks, progressing exercises, weight, and effort as tolerated. In summary, the rotator cuff provides dynamic stability to the shoulder joint and contributes to multiple shoulder movements. However, you cannot fully isolate these muscles. Therefore, to maximize rehab or performance, my recommendation would be to utilize a comprehensive program that targets the entire shoulder with both compound and isolation exercises in various directions. Performing these exercises 2 to 3 times a week for a minimum of 12 weeks will increase your strength, build your overall capacity, and help adequately prepare you for daily tasks, the specific demands of your desired activities, or whatever else life throws at you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. If you have any questions or suggestions on future videos, you can drop those in the comments below. Until next time.